Ever wondered how a tiny country, completely surrounded by Italy, has managed to stay independent for over 1700 years? Let's dive into the fascinating story of San Marino, the world's oldest republic. Our story begins way back in the year 301 AD, with a stonemason named fleeing religious persecution from the Roman Emperor Marinus, who was a Christian, escaped from his home on the island of Rabin, modern-day Croatia. He sailed across the Adriatic Sea and found refuge on Mount Titano. He wasn't alone for long. A small community of fellow Christians soon gathered around him, drawn by his faith and leadership. They built a chapel in the small settlement, seeking a life of peace and freedom. This was the humble beginning of San Marino. According to legend, on his deathbed, Marinus declared, "I leave you free from both men," meaning free from the emperor and the pope. This powerful statement became the bedrock of San Marino's fierce love for independence. As the Roman Empire crumbled and Europe entered the Middle Ages, a period of constant conflict, San Marino's story gets even more incredible. While powerful city-states and kingdoms rose and fell all around it, this tiny community on a mountain held strong. How did they do it? Well, their location was a huge advantage. Mount Titano is a fortress in itself, difficult to attack and easy to defend. The people of San Marino, known as the Samarinis, developed a strong sense of unity and they weren't interested in conquering others. They just wanted to be left alone. Their government structure was also key. By the 13th century, they had established a republic, a form of government where power wasn't held by a single king but by elected officials. They created a council and elected the captain's regent to lead them. The brilliant part: these captains, regent, only served for 6 months. This system prevented any single person or family from gaining too much power and becoming a tyrant. This unique political system is still in place today, making it one of the oldest continuous governments in the world. Of course, their independence was tested many times. Over the centuries, various powers, including the powerful Malatesta family of Romani and the Papal States, tried to conquer them. In 1503, Cesare Borgia, the infamous and ambitious son of Pope Alexander VI, actually succeeded in occupying San Marino for a few months. But his rule was short. Following his father's death, his power collapsed, and the Samarinis quickly reclaimed their freedom. Another close call came in 1739 when a cardinal named Alp, using a flimsy pretext, invaded and occupied the republic. The Samarinis didn't resort to violence. Instead, they cleverly sent secret messages to the Pope, pleading their case for independence. The Pope, recognizing their long-standing rights, ordered Alberoni to withdraw. San Marino was free once again, proving that diplomacy could be just as powerful as a sword. Perhaps the most defining moment for San Marino's sovereignty came during the era of Napoleon Bonaparte. As Napoleon marched across Europe, redrawing maps and toppling old regimes, he reached the borders of San Marino. He was incredibly impressed by this tiny, ancient republic. He saw it as a model of liberty and republican ideals. Instead of conquering it, Napoleon offered to extend its territory and give it gifts, including cannons. The leader of San Marino at the time, Antonio Onofri, politely but firmly declined the offer to expand their territory. He wisely understood that accepting more land could drag them into future conflicts and compromise the very independence they cherished. This decision was a masterstroke of diplomacy that secured Napoleon's respect, and more importantly, San Marino's continued freedom. Then came the unification of Italy in the 19th century, known as the This was another perilous time. As the various kingdoms and states of the Italian peninsula were being united, San Marino could have easily been swallowed up, but they played their cards perfectly. During the wars for Italian unification, San Marino offered a safe haven for revolutionaries and political refugees, including the famous Giuseppe Garibaldi, one of the fathers of modern Italy. When Garibaldi and his thousands of soldiers were cornered by Austrian forces, they found refuge within San Marino's walls. In return for this sanctuary, Garibaldi promised that San Marino would always be respected as an independent state. This act of hospitality and strategic alliance ensured that when the Kingdom of Italy was officially formed in 1860, San Marino's sovereignty was recognized and protected. They signed a treaty of friendship with Italy, cementing a relationship of mutual respect that continues to this day. Throughout the 20th century, San Marino continued its delicate balancing act. During both World War I and World War II, the Republic declared neutrality. However, their neutrality didn't mean they were untouched by the conflicts raging around them. During World War II, despite being neutral, San Marino sheltered over 100,000 refugees from surrounding parts of Italy, a number 10 times its own population at the time. This incredible act of humanity came at a cost. The country was mistakenly bombed by the British Royal Air Force, who wrongly believed German forces were using its territory. The bombing caused casualties and significant damage, a tragic moment in their history, but they endured, and after the war, they rebuilt. In the post-war era, San Marino transformed itself. It joined the Council of Europe in 1988 and the United Nations in 1992, fully integrating into the international community while maintaining its unique identity. Economically, it flourished, developing a stable economy based on tourism, finance, and manufacturing. Millions of visitors every year climb Mount Titano, not just for the breathtaking views, but to walk through living history. They explored the 3 iconic towers that guard the Republic Gaeta, Sesta, and Monteluanda, the narrow medieval streets. So what's the secret to San Marino's survival? It's a combination of things. A defensible location, a clever and stable political system, a consistent policy of neutrality, and brilliant diplomacy. It is the story of a community that valued freedom above all else and was willing to be smart, patient, and hospitable to protect it. They never sought to build an empire or conquer their neighbors. They just wanted to preserve their little corner of the world, their mountain of freedom. From a stonemason fleeing persecution to a modern, prosperous nation, the history of San Marino is a testament to the power of resilience, principle, and peace. It is a real-life fairy tale of a tiny nation that stood its ground against the giants of history and won. A truly inspiring story that reminds us that size isn't everything. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this story as amazing as I did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into fascinating history. See you in the next video.